Clark & Brush offers new Carrier home comfort systems designed for efficiency. Carrier, turn to the experts. Yes, heat and air, plumbing, solar, dual-pane windows, and insulation are all provided by the smart energy people at
Clark & Rush.
It's certainly the biggest, golf event ever to come to our area. As some have called it, the biggest sporting event ever to come to our area.
It's huge. This thing's going to be a phenomenal success, I think. I can't wait for it.
Every day that gets closer to the tournament brings a fruition to the dream that we've had for almost 5 years, so I'm very excited about it.
One of the largest sporting events ever to take place in our area is about to begin. I'm Frank LaRosa here at Sacramento's Del Paso Country Club. Very soon, the best male golfer in the world over the age of 50 will be crowned U.S. Senior Open champion right here. And in this edition of Tee Time, we'll learn what it takes to bring a tournament of this magnitude to town.
It's not like they just show up in town and flip a switch and you get these playing conditions.
And we'll hear from hometown favorite PGA Tour player Kevin Sutherland. That's a well-struck iron.
And I hit that one well. I've never had a home game before, and so this is going to be a whole new experience for me.
All that and more on Tee Time, golf in Northern California. Many are responsible for making sure the 2015 U.S. Senior Open goes smoothly here at the Del Paso Country Club. One man has the important task of assuring that greens and fairways are prepared the way the USGA requires for this prestigious event. So to say that Superintendent Mark McKinney is a busy man, well, that'd be a bit of an understatement.
Hi guys, how's it going? All good? My grandmother said idle hands are the devil's. I like being busy, and it's real easy to be busy out here. Come on, you're good. But it looks real good, the adjustment's perfect.
Del Paso Superintendent Mark McKinney has a rather big responsibility. He's the man in charge for making sure the greens and fairways are ready for some of the best golfers in the world.
You know that these players see not only the best golf courses that there are out there, but they always see them in the best condition. So that's motivation. You don't want to disappoint anybody, but it also keeps you honest.
Mark has worked closely with the USGA to ensure that he and his crew are precisely on track with the course modifications, which include narrowing the fairways and making the rough much more dense, a job that has taken years.
It's not like they just show up in town and flip a switch and you get these playing conditions. We have specific goals that the USGA wants us to hit, and they're very quantitative. Amounts of sand that go out, when they go out, heights of cut, what mower's cutting, how many passes, the firmness of the greens, the moisture content, the speed of the greens. Once you've got those things dialed in, then they can decide how they want the hole to play, where the hole location's going to be, how far it plays. It all comes together.
From mowing to rolling to sanding, these tasks are completed daily, if not multiple times a day, to ensure the course's greens and fairways are the way the USGA wants them for the championship. Firm and fast.
Firm and fast is where a golf ball can hit and bounce and release instead of plug. And speed and quickness is measured on the greens itself with a tool called a stimp meter. So here's the objective, ultimately, is to get a firm condition, the ball bounces even, and to get a quick condition. So rolling out pretty nice. See, it's not bouncing.
Boy, that's quite a challenge you have to get a course ready for the best players over 50 in the world and still keep your members happy.
It's a fine line we walk.
Yeah, I'll bet.
But it's something that we've been working on a long time, and it's
It's a good goal to have, to be able to challenge those players with height of cut of the rough and the firmness and the way you rake the bunkers and the speed of the greens and the hole locations, but yet be able to tame those things up so that the members can enjoy daily play here.
What's it like playing the course now?
You know, the changes that we've made for the Open and narrowing the fairways and things have been very well received.
That's great.
The rough right now is nearly unplayable, and it will be worse very soon. If you hit the ball in the rough, you're just advancing it from there. But it'll go back to way more playable as soon as we're done with the Open.
It's nice when everything goes good that we would like to take some of that credit, but if something went bad, that means we still get that also. So it's shared. There's such a good team in place here.
Mark has a special fondness for these two members of his team.
Sure, come here, Maggie. Come on. Maggie's 14, and she was the goose chaser, course mascot, and my companion. And this is 6-month-old Sammy, Samantha. She keeps the geese from going to the bathroom on the green. She kind of harasses them a little bit without hurting them. And this one's going to take over that job. Here's the deal. Here's the situation. We are failing to listen. But right now she's in the office under lock and key for appropriate reasons. Let's set them right on the plaques at 300.
Despite the tiring days and long hours, it seems this monumental job is perfect for a guy like Mark.
I'd probably do this for free. I love it. I would be happy when it's behind me to some degree, but it is exciting and it's challenging and it's very, very rewarding.
Every story has to have a beginning, and about 5 years ago, Dan Spector was club president of Del Paso Country Club, and he thought, we should have a national tournament, as we have in the past here at Del Paso. And we're right on the heels of the 2015 U.S. Senior Open. Dan is general chairman for the tournament, and we're almost here. How's it make you feel?
I'm very excited about it. Every day that gets closer to the tournament brings a fruition to the dream that we've had for almost 5 years. So I'm very excited about it.
I mean, when you think about all of the effort that's gone into it and continues to go on, there's something going on every day in preparation for this tournament.
Oh, undoubtedly. Now we have an organization with over 2,500 volunteers, full-time staff.
Welcome to Del Paso. How can I help you?
Plus all the people within the club who are really devoting efforts to make this a great championship.
And it's your plan, I think, that Sacramento be the focus of this event.
We also wanted to use the tournament to celebrate the way in which our community supports golf and the role that it's played in golf. And for that reason, for the first time in the history of a USGA championship, Sacramento and Del Paso has secured the right to specifically link this national championship to a local charity. And the local charity that we selected was the First Tee of Greater Sacramento, which is such a fantastic movement, has its roots in Sacramento, and that story needs to be told. So we're using the tournament to help celebrate that portion of Sacramento's history in golf, and I think it's great.
Dan, you know, on behalf of Sacramento, we just can't thank you enough for all your efforts to bring the tournament here, to oversee it to this point, and and at some point it's going to tee off, and hopefully you get to take a breath and just enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
With attendance in the 125,000 range, there will be an expected 8,000 additional travelers going through our airport. Roughly 25,000 additional hotel room nights will be needed, and the economic impact of the week-long sporting event will bring an estimated $20 million into the Sacramento region's economy. The U.S. Senior Open is our premier championship in men's senior golf. Here's a look at some of the tournament's more notables. In 1980, an Argentinian by the name of Roberto Di Vincenzo won the very first U.S. Senior Open Championship in New York. The following year, the legendary Arnold Palmer took home the trophy from Michigan. A couple years later, the late and great Billy Casper reigned champion in Minnesota. Golf legend Jack Nicklaus claimed 2 wins back in 1991 and 1993. And in 2014, Colin Montgomery came away with the big win in Edmond, Oklahoma. Soon, we'll learn who will walk away the winner in Sacramento.
It's been a charmed life, and you know, I've been so blessed, and I'm so grateful. I don't know how a person could have a richer or fuller life. And people will ask me, how are you? And I said, I'm exceptionally good. If I were any better, there'd have to be two of me.
Billy, it's just, you know, as I said, we played 18 holes a few years ago, and I just knew from that moment that, you know, someday I'd have a chance to sit down with you again. It's a real thrill. You're a consummate gentleman, and we just all love you.
Hey,
thanks very much for being with us.
It. Hey, we got a hug on this.
Oh, wow. Soon the roar of golf fans will fill these grandstands, and don't be surprised if the crowd is a bit louder for golfer Kevin Sutherland. Kevin has a bit of an advantage. He's competing in his hometown. Later in the show, I play a few holes with Kevin and learn his thoughts on competing in the Senior Open.
That was a nice shot, though.
We'll also meet his son, who is following in his father's footsteps. But first, I meet Kevin's partner in crime when competing on the golf course, his brother David.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
A little different than the golf course.
We've never had a real rivalry on the course.
No.
David and Kevin Sutherland are very familiar with life on the PGA Tour. Kevin turned professional in 1987, and David right behind him in 1989.
But I remember we played match play at
Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach, and it was the worst day ever because we just felt guilty every time one of us made a birdie. He was like, sorry.
I know. My parents were going to come down for that, and they decided not to. They just said, we don't want to watch you guys play against each other.
Yeah, it was like the quarterfinals of the state amateur.
Yeah, and they decided, you know, we'll wait for whoever wins and we'll go watch them play.
He won, one up.
So we do have a very different relationship when it comes to golf than we do with anything else that we do in our lives. You know, golf is sort of a sacred place that we have in which we always root for each other. We're always on each other's side.
However, things were a bit different between them when they were younger.
Super competitive, like intense.
I would beat him at ping pong, and then he would throw the paddle at me. I would duck out of the way, and then we would get grounded because all the paddles were broken. My parents would go in there. That's a true story.
I don't know about the throwing the paddle at you.
Well, you're breaking paddles.
I did break paddles. I'm not debating that, and we did get in trouble for breaking paddles. But I don't think I threw them at you, though.
I remember dodging paddles.
Oh, maybe it was the fragments from the breaking of the paddles.
I think I have one right in here still.
Oh, great. From 40 years ago, I'm still taking flack for breaking paddles.
Born and raised in Sacramento, the Sutherland brothers grew up a stone's throw from Del Paso Country Club.
We played 4 to 5 different sports. I mean, if we weren't playing golf, we were playing wiffle ball, we were playing, you know, we were swimming in the backyard.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Course was where you'd often find the brothers.
We'd be at the golf course during the summer months all day long, you know. At any given time, there could be 10 or 15 different kids out there just kind of hanging out, playing golf, having a good time.
I don't know that it was until college that we started really feeling like this was something that we had a specific passion for.
The bond between the two brothers is strong, and David continues to be by his brother's side. In fact, he will caddy for Kevin during the U.S. Senior Open.
Except for my wife, he's my best friend and has been my entire life.
Certainly, I'm incredibly proud of what he's been able to do in golf, and and hoping that I can help them a little bit and try to win a senior open.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
Del Paso Country Club is Sacramento's oldest country club. Let's meet the people who brought this club to the region nearly 100 years ago.
We are, Frank, on the second floor of the Del Paso Clubhouse. This is the archive room. We probably have 15,000 photos here.
Del Paso's archivist Joan Taylor has been working closely with author Tim Comstock, who's currently producing a 100-year anniversary book for Del Paso Country Club.
I think Joan knows more about this place than anybody in the world, and she's taken millions of pictures of Del Paso, many of which will be in the 100-year book.
The two of them have pieced together Del Paso's history.
And it's like a jigsaw puzzle coming together, but it's just a part of the members' lives that makes it so worthwhile and lasting.
It's a neat story.
In the mid-1840s, James Ben Ali Hagan purchased the Rancho Del Paso and transformed the land into a world-famous breeding and training ground for thoroughbred racehorses.
That was originally 44,000 acres, if you can believe the size of that. It ran from Alberta out to Carmichael, all the way down around the Sac State and the river. It was huge.
But when the public's interest in horse racing declined, land developer O.A. Robertson purchased the 44,000 acres of land.
Started splitting it up, making farms and subdividing it. This was the last remaining piece of Rancho Del Paso.
And in 1915, the remaining 148 acres of the land became what is now the Del Paso Country Club.
The guy who founded Del Paso was really the guy who brought golf to Sacramento. His name was Loren Stewart Upson. He went by Stu. The one thing this Stu Upson knew was that you needed good publicity to keep attracting people and get new members. He knew that was the lifeblood of the club.
In 1925, another important figure showed up at Del Paso's front door. His name, Frank Minch Sr.
He had to be the most important staff member Del Paso ever had. He got this club off the ground, got it through the Depression, and got it into modern day. He was just a hell of a guy. Minch came here and recognized immediately, we have got to modernize this. We got to make something big out of this. The members demand something more than that they've had. The caddies were a terrible problem because they would either, if they showed up, they'd get in fights or be drunk, or they wouldn't show up at all, and that made members furious.
After Minch Sr. straightened up the caddies and added new facilities, the club began catching the eye of famous golfers.
He had some of the greatest, most famous golfers in the history of the game here to play. Walter Hagen, Gene Sayers, that brought the community in.
Minch Sr. had a tremendous impact on a young caddy at Del Paso, Ken Morton Sr., the man who founded a children's golf program which later became the first tee of Greater Sacramento.
Something in Kenny resonated with Frank Minch. Morton was a very popular caddy here, and he told me with a tear in his eye that the career he's had, which has been a phenomenal career, would not have been possible had it not been for Frank Minch.
During the 1950s and 60s, Del Paso hosted many large events which continued to draw crowds. Many women's tournaments were held at Del Paso in the 50s, including the 1957 U.S. Women's Amateur Tournament, which was the first USGA event to take place in our community.
And it brought the most famous amateur golfers from all over the world to Del Paso. Who was the winner? A young, skinny 18-year-old girl named Joanne Gunderson, who later went on to become Big Mama Joanne Carner, probably the most popular female golf pro there ever was. And Del Paso just thrived on happenstance like that.
Other USGA events included the 1960 U.S.Senior Women's Amateur, the 1976 U.S. Women's Amateur, and the 1982 U.S. Women's Open.
Then we had the Swing at Cancer for 25 years that brought some of the greatest professional golfers to Del Paso. And again, the community just swept in and loved it.
This club has always worked hard, and the members have worked hard and kept it going. The spirit has always been there.
It's a point of pride for the Sacramento community. They love this place. It's not just a retreat for people. It is a community resource, and it's been viewed that way. And it started with Upson back in 1916.
There's a certain symmetry to the fact that Ken Morton Sr. began his golf career when Frank Minch Sr. hired him as a caddy at Del Paso Country Club. Now, years later, Morton helped found Sacramento Area Youth Golf Foundation, along with then Del Paso head professional Les Streeper and others. Now, that became the pilot program for the First Tee, and the U.S. Senior Open at Del Paso has chosen the First Tee of Greater Sacramento as their charity of choice. You can make a strong case for 60-plus years of faith at work there. The First Tee of Greater Sacramento is a youth development organization that impacts the lives of 17,000 children in our area every year. They provide educational programs that build character, instill life-enhancing values, and promote healthy choices through the game of golf. The First Tee of Greater Sacramento supports children from 3 years of age until they're ready for college. I caught up with Kevin Sutherland out on the course to talk more about his career and meet another one of his family members who will cheer him on during the tournament. You said earlier that you've never played a home game before, and obviously not like basketball or football where you actually play in a home stadium. You play all around the world, and so to have this in your own backyard, that's got to be pretty exciting.
It's very exciting. I remember when I first heard that they were just talking about it. Having a tournament, I was kind of like, no, that'd be really special. That'd be a lot of fun, and it would, not just for me. I think it'd be great for I think it's gonna be great for Sacramento. I really do. I think that this town's been starving for a golf tournament for a while, and I think they're gonna come out and support it, and it's gonna be a big hit.
You've had a remarkable career, and you've had some great milestones along the way. The 59.
Kevin Sutherland's in the record books, the first Champions Tour player to shoot 59.
Playing the Senior Open in your hometown.
Yeah, it just, one thing led to another. It was like no master plan. But when I was a kid, I played golf not so much to become a PGA Tour player, just because I enjoyed playing it. I kept getting a little bit better every year and kind of made steady progress. And the next thing I know, I was playing the PGA Tour, and kind of all of a sudden it was like a dream come true, really.
Kevin's son, Keaton, is following in his father's footsteps. He, too, has a love for the game.
I feel like it's a place where I fit in a lot, and, putting the hands in my club and hitting a ball is a great feeling, and that I really like, and, it's just a lot better out here than I feel like anywhere else in the world. I love the golf course.
I just wanted to find something he's passionate about, something he loves doing, and if it just happened to be for him golf. Nice shot, Keaton. It's been a lot of fun for me to go out to the golf course with him and just enjoy being with him. Oh, I missed it.
It counts.
Yeah, it counts.
Not only has Kevin been an inspiration to his son, but he also encourages other young golfers.
I've enjoyed, coaching the St. Michael's golf team. Okay, like right there. If I can give, like that, back to some kids that someone else gave to me. There you go. It's not only satisfying for the kids, but it's also satisfying for you. Hey, let me see your clubs. Oh my gosh, they're sparkly. And I love playing golf with them, and it's just fun to see the joy in their face. Get down a little. Get down a little. All right, it's on the green.
Whether or not Sutherland takes home the U.S. Senior Open trophy, in the eyes of his family, Kevin will always be top of the leaderboard as a loving brother and father.
I think having a support group around you and having your personal life in a spot that's solid is vital to playing good golf.
Everything appears set for a successful event on a worldwide stage. Now, although the players playing in the U.S. Senior Open will contend for one of golf's most prestigious prizes, they also share much with average players like you and me. Every time we tee it up to play a round of golf, we can be certain the game will beguile us as sure as it will be devil-us. And yet it also besieges us to recognize that good fortune and bad luck are inherent in every shot we hit. And that's called the rub of the green. That's part of the challenge and certainly a bit of golf's mystique, and why every time we put a tee in the ground is another opportunity for triumph. For Tee Time, I'm Frank LaRosa. Thanks for being with us. I'll see you on the first tee. I mean, what's your biggest fear, I guess?
Is this a 30-minute show or an hour-long special or a weekly special?
And so this is the guy you want on your side here for the Senior Open? You gonna throw?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know how to dodge the clubs when he throws them at me.
Oh, nice. Just like that. Very nicely done. But I really checked up on you.
It sure did.
That was a nice shot, though.
Thank you. The tour player said I hit a nice shot. How about that?
You can purchase a DVD or Blu-ray copy of this program. To order, just visit us online or call 888-814-3923.
Clark & Brush offers new Carrier home comfort systems designed for efficiency. Carrier, turn to the experts. Yes, heat and air, plumbing, solar, dual-pane windows, and insulation are all provided by the smart energy people at
Clark and Rush.